Hey everyone, it's Troy Harper here at Harper Cigar Lounge. Welcome. So great to be back with you guys today. And I hope you're having a great weekend so far. I've got a great show for you guys today. And before we get on with things, again, just want to thank you for being here, for being such a huge support to me. You guys mean the world to me. And so hello to all of you Harper Cigar Lounge members out there all around the world. I'm back for you. And kick back, relax, find a smoke and a drink of your own. Maybe have some music in the background that you like, and just hang out, kick back, relax, escape from this world that we live in, and just enjoy yourselves for the time that we're together. So anyway, but today I'm smoking this beautiful. Let me take it out of the wrapper here so you can see it better. Um, Today I'm going to smoke and review while we discuss hard rock, heavy metal, and all the latest metals and metal birthdays and metal news. And then I got a great lineup today discussing the band Queensryche. And so got some great information on them, and I'll go over my discs and just discuss Queensryche today. So hope you guys are all Queensryche fans. I think you're gonna, if you're not a Queensryche fan or you're not familiar with Queensryche, I think you may end up being a fan of them after the show. So, but anyway, here's what I'm smoking today. It's the KRISTOFF, or the KRISTOFF PISTOFF. It's a great cigar. It's been a while since I've had one, but this is the KRISTOFF 660. Brand owner is Glenn Case, and this is considered a boutique cigar by KRISTOFF Cigars, which if you guys watched my Dropping the Ash podcast that I recorded last night, I discussed boutique cigars. Boutique cigars are cigars that are a company that produces less than 1 million cigars a year of whatever cigar they put out. So this is considered a boutique cigar. Less than 1 million of these are produced a year. And this is considered the strongest cigar that KRISTOFF has put out so far to date. Usually most of their cigars are more geared around beginning cigar smokers. This one is not. This is a full-bodied cigar. So anyway, but again, there it is. Really, really pretty black and red wrapper on that. So anyway, but great, great cigar. I think you guys will enjoy this today with me. If you guys have ever smoked this, let me know what your thoughts are on it. If you've ever had one, let me know. So anyway, but I'm trying to get a good view of it here for you guys. Hope you can see that. So anyway, there it is. Okay, so anyway, this cigar is a 6x60 Gordo, and it's got a little pigtail where the cap is, and it is a closed foot also. So wrapper is San Andreas, binder is Indonesian, filler is Nicaraguan, strength is full strength. Smoking time is 90 plus minutes. The origin of this cigar is Dominican Republic. Price point is about $9.13 to $9.99 per stick. For a box of 10, it's around $74.95 or around $74.95 to $75. And let's see here. Just has a really nice dark oily wrapper on it. Kind of a rustic look to it as well. It's very toothy, and not too veiny, but it's just a nice cigar that feels great in my hand as well. So, but anyway, and let's see here. Pairs well with I'd say a dark beer, rums or whiskeys or bourbons, coffee, which is what I'm drinking today. And let's see here. Taste notes are usually spicy, white pepper, chocolate, toffee, nuts, and some anise or licorice also as well. So, but anyway, we'll see how it does today. It's been a while since I've had one of these. I actually smoked one of these, something, I can't remember if it's the same one or one similar to this, on one of my podcasts last year, under Harper Cigar Lounge. I can't remember what episode it was, but I believe about a year or so ago I smoked one of these, but I don't think it was quite the same size. Again, this is a 6x60 Gordo, and I can't remember what size I smoked last time. So anyway, um, but I'll have to look that up to see which one I smoked last time. But hopefully this will do great today. I'll get that toasted up and cut and toasted up here in a moment. So anyway, but what are you guys drinking today? I'm drinking this Bones coffee here. It's called Salty Siren. It's a sea salty caramel mocha flavor coffee. I don't know if you've ever had Bones coffee, but if you have ever had Bones coffee, really, really great coffee. My wife bought me a variety pack of these around Christmas time, this last Christmas. So been great coffee. So anyway, but cheers to you guys. And my coffee is I just put a touch of caramel creamer in it, not very much, just a touch. I wanted to still get all the taste notes out of this coffee since it is flavored coffee. But Bones coffee is great stuff if you've never had it. So anyway, let me get this cut, and then I'll toast it up, and we'll see how this cigar does today. Today I'm using my Zyfe V-Cut 3-torch lighter combo with the cigar rest on the back. If I'm ever out and I choose to use that, it's great. But I don't use it very often. I usually use the ashtrays at the smoke lounges. But if for some reason I'm sitting at a table and the guys sitting around are already using it quite a bit, I'll use this. So, but anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and use this today to cut this. This will cut up to a 60 ring gauge, so this will work perfect for this. But I don't know if you guys noticed again that little pigtail there. Thought I better moisten this before I cut it. The wrapper tastes good. It's kind of a mild taste to it. Kind of a little bit of a cinnamon taste to the wrapper from what I'm getting here. So let me get this cut, and then we'll toast it up, and we'll move on with the rest of the show. So. Okay. Definitely getting some more cinnamon and some vanilla in the cold draw. Tastes really good. Okay, well, let me get this toasted up here. And I like to take my time with this as much as I can. I try not to rush my toasting. If I don't toast this correctly and I don't get those tobaccos toasted evenly, I could have a bad experience with this cigar, more than likely. I try to rotate my cigar as much as I can, and I rotate my lighter while I'm doing it as well, while I'm toasting this. So I try to rotate my lighter and rotate my cigar. Try to get all those tobaccos toasted evenly. without charring it too much. I don't want to get a char flavor when after I toast this. I want to get all the flavors from the tobacco. So try my darndest to not to char it, but just to heat it up nice. I cannot wait to have this. It's been a long time. Still one little spot that needs toasted a little better there. Once I see this all glows orange evenly, then I'll know it's ready. Okay. Still having trouble with one little spot here. There, I think I've got it. I think I've got it pretty well. Here, let me see. Okay, I think it's ready for a final light. There it goes. Now it's all evenly burned, as you can see. So I think we're ready here. So anyway, guys, hope you're having a great weekend so far, and hope you're doing well. And again, thank you for all of you being here. Let's get into some heavy metal birthdays. I don't have a lot today with that. Gotta do some adjusting here real quick. Make some room for my paperwork here. Okay, so heavy metal birthdays, guys. First one is Scott Gorham. And he's the guitarist for Thin Lizzy and Black Star Riders. He was born on March 17, 1951, and he's at the age of 73. Jerry Cantrell, guitarist, co-lead vocalist for Alice in Chains, born on March 18th, 1966. He's at the age of 58. Robert Sweet, one of my good friends, drummer and visual timekeeper for Stryper. He was born on March 21st, 1960. He's at the age of 64 now. Happy belated birthday, brother Robert. Miss you. Hope to see you again this next, hopefully this upcoming summer sometime, or this next year. Steven Tyler, lead singer, harmonica, songwriter for Aerosmith. Born on March 26th of 1948. He's at the age of 76. Hopefully he's still healing well. Still haven't heard of anything with the reschedules of Aerosmith's tour dates. My brother bought tickets for him and myself, and still waiting patiently to see if those dates are going to start up anytime soon. So hopefully Steven, you're healing and doing well, so you guys can get back out on the road soon. Trey Osgoth. I'm trying to pronounce that name right, but he's a guitarist for Morbid Angel, born on March 26th of 1965. He's at the age of 59 now. Born March 26th, 1965, if I didn't say that very well. Perry Farrell, singer-songwriter for Jane's Addiction, born on March 29th, 1959, at the age of 65 now. Let's see here. He will be 65. Some of these birthdays actually haven't even happened yet, but I'm not going to get another podcast in until next month, and then next month I'll do one more podcast, and that'll probably be my last one for this season. So I'm anxious to get another one in for you guys, but I'll miss doing this until the next fall. This podcast, but I'll still keep up on the Dropping the Ash podcast. I'll be doing those, so you guys will still see me. But this one here, April on through the summertime is is a very busy time for me, and it's been really hard to get these podcasts in over the summertime and starting in the springtime. Usually I will, well, my last year's, my first season of last year, I ended it in April, I believe. So April's a good time to put this to rest for the summertime, and then I'll start it back up, and probably in September of this year I'll start up season 3. So, but anyway, but yeah, still catch me on the Dropping the Ash podcast that I'll still be doing regularly. Let's see here. Okay, so then next on my list for birthdays coming up is Eric Clapton, guitarist, vocal, songwriter for Cream and for all of his solo work. Born on March 30th, 1945. He's at the age of 79. And let's see here. Then we got Angus Young, guitarist for AC/DC. He was born on March 31st of 1955. So he'll be at the age of 69 coming up. And then Mick Ralphs, guitarist for Bad Company. Born on March 31st, 1944. He'll be at the age of 80. This cigar is putting off definitely some of those caramel notes or toffee notes. Getting a little bit of white pepper, like I think is what was discussed in my notes. Yeah, white pepper, getting some toffee or caramel. Getting just a touch of chocolate. And the nuts, definitely getting some of that as well. Not getting really the licorice yet or anything like that. But we'll see if I get any of the licorice taste notes. But definitely getting some of the spicy white pepper. Just a hint of chocolate, more of the toffee or caramel, and definitely some nuts. I'm also going to add that I'm getting some kind of like cedar kind of taste notes as well in that. So, but anyway, so happy belated birthday to Scott Gorham and Jerry Cantrell and Robert Sweet. And let's see here. And then, so happy belated birthday to those 3 guys. And then Steven Tyler, Trey Azagoth, Perry Farrell, Eric Clapton, Angus Young, Mick Ralphs. Hope you guys all have a great birthday that's coming up. You guys are all great influences to all of us that love heavy metal, hard rock. And thank you for being in our lives and for what you are contributing to the music world out there for us to enjoy, and for all the memories you've given us over the years, for you guys that have been around for a while. So anyway, so next up is our heavy metal news. So I'll try to get through. There's been a lot of news, and by the way, if you're interested in seeing who else has birthdays for March, go to loudwire.com, by the way. I get all my heavy metal news, all my latest news on blabbermouth.net. So some of the current news here. Death Angel is currently working on new material for their next album, says guitarist Ted Aguilar. Vocalist Mark Azagueda for Death Angel is currently touring with Kerry King during his solo tour. Let's see, King's album is called From Hell I Rise, and that will be released on May 17th. So look for that album if you're a Kerry King fan. And he'll be with it was announced that Slayer's back together, so he'll be back with Slayer once they start touring again. So hopefully I'll be able to catch them finally. Those guys, I've been trying to catch them forever. Anyway, and then let's see here. Rumors that Steve Brown, the new Ace Frehley album that came out here just recently called 10,000 Volts. Steve Brown, he's originally the guitarist for Trickster, for the band Trickster. He helped write and produce the album for Ace Frehley that came out called 10,000 Volts. So there was a rumor that Steve Brown had wrote 97% of the material for that album. And Ace Frehley heard this rumor and was a little irritated by that, so he confronted Steve Brown, and Steve Brown said, "No, you're right. That rumor is not true." Um, so they both came out and said that they both were 50-50. They were part of that album 50-50. And the proceeds, any money that comes back from that album, will be split 50-50 between Ace Frehley and Steve Brown. And you guys know who Ace Frehley is. He was the original guitarist for Kiss. So anyway, they both came out and discussed that rumor is not true, that Steve Brown did 97% of the writing and everything. So but anyway, Ace Frehley wanted to, or he came out to say that let's see here, that they both definitely had 50-50 part of the project. Steve Brown, I'm sorry, co-produced the album and engineered the whole album. So Ace Frehley, wanted to give him kudos for all he did to for what he did with this album that came out. So it sounds like things are good between those guys. Ace and Steve are still getting along. No hard feelings between each other or anything. So, and then Mr. Big had to bring in Whitesnake's Michelle Lupi to assist with lead vocals, while Eric Martin, the lead vocalist for gosh, guys, for Mr. Big. So Eric Martin of Mr. Big's having some vocal issues. They're trying to figure out what's going on. So while they're trying to work on that, they brought in Michelle Lupi to assist with the lead vocals, and he's with Whitesnake. Whitesnake is still not back on the reunion or on their farewell tour. So anyway, so Michelle had time to help out with this. And I don't know how long this will go on. It just depends on how long it takes for Eric Martin to get his voice healed up. But Eric Martin is still singing. It's just that I think he's kind of using Michelle for some of the higher notes and everything during some of those songs that they are singing live on their farewell tour. So anyway, but let's see here. Their first show with Michelle was on March 22nd. And that was at the KK Steel Mill in Wolverhampton, United Kingdom. And you can watch them on YouTube. If you're curious how they sound together, you can go to YouTube and just put in Mr. Big, Michelle Lupi, and if you put that together on the search, it'll come up. So anyway, so check that out. But they sound good together, and it sounds like it's really helping Eric Martin. So, but hopefully Eric Martin, he'll quickly, and you'll get your voice back to the way it needs to. So far the cigar is still doing very well. So on that puff I just took, got a little more pepper out of that one, and a little less of the toffee or caramel that I'm getting. So still getting some of the nuts and cedar, and it's got just a slight little bit of an burn there on the burn line there, just a little bit slight unevenness there, but hopefully that'll fix itself here. So nothing too major yet. And then let's see here. Then Queensryche, which we'll be discussing here in a little bit, performed the first two albums in their entirety, Queensryche from 1983 and then the Warning from 1984 in its entirety in Houston, Texas on March 22nd. They did that, and so I really would love to hear that. Haven't seen anything up on YouTube or anything yet showing that performance, but I guess there are some live recordings done by a fan. So I'm not sure when that'll be put up, but I'll be trying to catch that on YouTube hopefully here soon. I checked it out, but I hadn't seen anything yet. But it says that they will continue to perform classic releases in their entirety during the Origins tour that's going on right now. So if you can catch Queensryche, if you're a fan of Queensryche, catch them. I would love to catch them singing these albums in their entirety, and I'm not sure what other albums they got planned on doing. But so far they've done the first self-titled Queensryche and the Warning, which was the second LP from them. So, but anyway, should be a pretty good show with those guys. If you can catch them doing that, I think it'll be great. So if you guys can catch them out there, make sure you do that. And the next drummer, Jay Weinberg of Slipknot, played his first show with Suicidal Tendencies on March 14th in Tokyo, Japan. Weinberg is now officially the new drummer for Suicidal Tendencies. So congratulations, Jay, on your new position there. I'm sure you're going to continue to do a great job with those guys. Let's see here. Rob Halper of Judas Priest says that the music is he's got music ready for a debut blues album. Rob's brother Nigel, and his nephew Alex, which is the son of Judas Priest bassist Ian Hill, will be a part of this album. And then Rob told Joe Rock of Long Island, New York's 102.3 WBAB radio station that he loves the blues. Without the blues, there wouldn't be any rock and roll. And Rob's influences for any blues influences he has are Little Richard, Bill Haley, Howlin' Wolf, Muddy Waters, and Bessie Smith. So anyway, so that'll be pretty interesting to hear. Hearing Rob Halford do a blues album, I think that'll be really interesting to hear. So hopefully, we'll get to hear that here soon. So no release date yet on that, by the way. And then Aerosmith will be celebrating the Get Your Wings 50th anniversary with a deluxe vinyl and apparel collection. I'm guessing the deluxe vinyl and apparel you can get on their website. This is a limited edition vinyl, it says. It will be out on May 17th via UME Capital. Limited number of albums will be 1 to 1974. 1974 is the year of that release. So the albums will be numbered 1 through 1974 or 1974 to honor again the year of the album release. The album will be gold sparkle, housed in an embossed gold foil jacket. Each copy will be numbered with gold foil and enhanced with black, encased, in black poly. Line sleeves preserving the quality and the sound of the iconic album. Inside there will be a 1970s era Aerosmith logo sticker and a replica of a vintage ad. So I'm not sure what the price is going to be on that album. I'll have to check out that website and see if it's up there yet to pre-order. I'm guessing it's going to be fairly expensive, but hopefully it will be affordable for everyone that is Aerosmith fans out there, including me. So anyway, hopefully it'll be affordable. But that would be a great album to get because that's definitely one of my favorite albums of theirs. So. This cigar is still doing very well. Building up some nice white ash. It's starting to kind of fix itself a little bit on that burn line there, so nothing too major. It's doing very well. Still getting a lot of the same taste notes that I discussed. And right now I'll probably give the cigar a rating so far, which I'm not far into it much yet, but if this cigar still continues to do as well as it is, and I continue to get great taste notes out of it, I'm going to say probably the cigar could easily be rated a 96 or 97, maybe a 98. We'll see how it does here, but definitely building up some nice ash. The construction's great. It's not unraveling or cracking on me. It's doing very well. So Getting some great aromas in the air, great smoke off of the cigar. Um, Getting some nice kind of toffee. Um, Definitely getting some of those toffee caramel aromas in the air. Some kind of coffee taste notes as well, or coffee aromas in the air. So far I'm very happy with this cigar. So anyway, let's see here. So anyway, be looking out for that Aerosmith LP if you guys are Aerosmith fans. I know I'll be definitely looking out for that. And hopefully, if anything, maybe that's something I'd love to get from my brother Grant. Hey Grant, love you. Hope you're doing well over there in Sheridan. Hope you and the family are doing great. Love you guys over there, and miss all of you. Um, so anyway, hopefully we'll get to see Aerosmith soon, bud. Hopefully that'll come up. So anyway, and then Rex Brown, bassist for Pantera, is open to writing new Pantera material for another album. He confirmed this on March 21st during an interview on andrewhogg.com at Knotfest Australia in Melbourne, Australia. So anyway, so we'll see what happens with we'll see what happens, you know, if they decide to do an album. I think that'd be great. I know a lot of people are not happy with Pantera continuing on, you know, doing this reunion tour they've been doing, and you know, having you know, two of the greatest musicians I feel to join Zach Wild filling in for Dimebag. You know, uh, he's one of the greatest guitarists. And then Joey Bell. Let's see. I'm trying to remember the drummer's name for Anthrax now. But anyway, I'll hopefully I'll be able to remember his name here in a moment. Um, but you know, he's filling in on the drums, you know, and stuff too. And the drummer for Anthrax. Hopefully his name will come back to me. I got a mind block, but you guys know who I'm talking about. Um, and so anyway, so I don't know if they record another album, if it would be, you know, who's with them right now, you know, filling in, but we'll see what happens. And then there's been rumors I've heard of a possible live album from the Pantera tours that have been happening recently. So we'll see. Benante is the drummer's last name. Why I can't think of his first name, I don't know why I can't think of his first name, but he's the drummer for Anthrax, filling in on the drums with Pantera. Um, but so we'll see what happens with the Pantera Live and Pantera recording studio records or another studio record down the road. We'll see what happens, I guess. Um, and then Black Sabbath is looking at coming out the box set of the Tony Martin era recordings from 1989 to 1995. And I guess the box set's going to be called Domino or Domini, Anno Domini, 1989 to 1995. So I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but it's supposed to arrive in May of this year. So anyway, we'll see what happens with that. And then in celebration of the 50th anniversary of Motorhead, there will be a book called No Remorse. It's the illustrated true stories of Lemmy Kilmister and Motorhead. Will be a 176-page book, tribute book, and then it's going to have a deep personal foreword by Lemmy's dear friend Dave Grohl from Nirvana and Foo Fighters. And then there's going to be afterword by longtime friend Ozzy Osbourne. So it sounds like it's going to be kind of an emotional journey for those two guys to write about Lemmy, because they were both pretty close to him. And then there's going to be 25 artists and 25 illustrators that will participate in this book as well. The 25 musicians will be discussing their personal experiences when they met up with Lemmy and Motorhead, their personal encounters with those guys, and But this book is going to be mainly, I think, focused on Lemmy, excuse me. But sounds like there's going to be some stories about Motorhead in there as well. And some of the musicians that will participate in this is just to name a few. Slash, Lars Ulrich, Dee Snider, Chrissy Hyde, or Hind, Triple H, Mickey D, which was the drummer for Motorhead before he went on to be with the Scorpions after Motorhead split up after Lemmy's passing. And then Mickey D had also played with King Diamond before he went on to play with Motorhead. So anyway, that sounds like it's going to be a really good book. That's a book I would definitely be interested in picking up and reading. It sounds like it's going to be quite the book. So I'll be looking forward to that. It didn't really say exactly when that book will be released yet, but I'm guessing it'll be sometime this year. So we'll see. And then the last part of my news is Journey's Don't Stop Believin' is named biggest song of all time by Forbes. Originally released on the album Escape on October of 1981. But I guess Steve Perry's been just very emotional about the fact that they chose that song, Don't Stop Believin', to be the most um, biggest. It's been recognized as the biggest song of all time, which that song has been used for a lot of sporting events. It's been in movies. It's been, very well recognized over the years. So it's no wonder that song is the biggest song ever written. Um, I'd have to say probably one of the biggest songs next to that would have to be "We Are the Champions." I'd say that'd be definitely up there with anthems for uh, sporting events and all that too. So anyway, but "Don't Stop Believing" definitely named the biggest song of all time by Forbes. So congratulations, Steve Perry and Journey. I think that's huge. That's huge. So anyway, um, that's it for metal news. And then we'll get on to some Queensryche here. So anyway, guys, I was gonna tell you, since it's spring time, and I deal with grocery a lot with my work, I'm wearing this Boston Scally cap today. It's called the Stand, and there's the inside of it right there, as you can see, and there's a neat hat pin that matches it. So called the Stand. And so anyway, I thought I'd wear that today since we're in spring now. And so anyway, so if you have not ever worn a Boston Scally cap, look up bostonscally.com. It's a great hat to wear. Really great hat. They're so comfortable. I forget that I'm even wearing it. I'm going to give this just a little bit of a... It's staying lit still, but I'm going to give it just a little bit of a relight, just to help keep this going a little more. The ash was getting kind of sketchy on it. It was kind of hanging on, but it looked like it wanted to fall off. And I should have left it on for it to fall off for you guys, I guess. But maybe I'll leave the next ash on for you guys. I've been trying to get my ashes to drop for you guys on the Dropping the Ash podcast, but it just hasn't been happening very well lately. They've been holding on good, so which is a good sign of a great cigar that the ash stays on. But I know you guys are wanting to see those ashes drop. so so anyway, I'm sorry that it hasn't been happening very well lately. A lot of times it's been happening after the show ends. Okay. So anyway, let's get on some Queensryche, guys. Progressive metal band. And if you guys don't know what progressive metal means or what it is, it's another name for it is prog or prog metal for short. Progressive metal is a broad fusion music genre melding heavy metal and progressive rock, combining the loud aggression and amplified guitars driven sound of the former with more experimental, cerebral, or quasi-classical compositions of the latter. So that's the description of progressive metal. Progressive rock, some great bands that have would be kind of prog rock would be The Who and Pink Floyd. Those are some great prog rock bands. So anyway, but Queensryche is considered progressive metal. So Queensryche was formed in 1982 in Bellevue, Washington, originally a local band called The Mob. Another band out there at the time had that same name, I guess, so they ended up changing it to Queensryche. They've released 16 studio albums and several DVDs, still out touring and recording. I got to see them a couple years ago with Judas Priest. It was they put on such a great show. I tell you, the lead singer they got, which is Todd Latour, he was just amazing. He sounded a lot like Geoff Tate, the original singer for Queensryche. So, getting a little water in me too here. This is definitely a very full strength cigar. It does on cigarplace.com on the reviews, it does suggest that you eat a meal before you have this, and which I did. I had some leftover Chinese food from another day. So anyway, got a little Queensryche playing on YouTube. Got the live Mindcrime concert playing from 1988. So anyway, wanted to get the Queensryche mood going here. The original lineup for Queensryche was Geoff Tate, of course, singer-songwriter. In 2015, he was placed 9th on OC Weekly's 10 Best High-Pitched Metal Singers. And then also, originally we had Chris DeGarmo, vocals, guitars, and songwriter. So Geoff Tate was with Queensryche from 1982 to 2011, and Chris DeGarmo was with Queensryche from 1982 to 1998, and then in 2003 to do some guitaring on an album called Tribe that Queensryche did at the time, and that had came out. Let's see, Tribe. Let's see here. Did I not get that album down? Oh no, I did. Tribe came out in 2003, so and then he was done with Queensryche after that. And then Michael Wilton, guitarist, songwriter, co-founding member of Queensryche. He's been with Queensryche from 1982, and he's still with Queensryche to this day. And then Eddie Jackson, bass guitarist, co-founding member as well, from 1982 to still with them to this present day. And then Scott Rockenfield, drummer and co-founder of Queensryche, from 1982 to 2003, he was with them. So anyway, so those were the original members. And then the current members now is Todd Latour on vocals, former Crimson Glory and Rising West. Michael Wilton, that I discussed, is still with Queensryche on guitar. Mike Stone on guitar. Eddie Jackson, original member again, still with Queensryche, bass and vocals. Casey Grillo on drums. So that's the current lineup with Queensryche right now. Let's see here. So let's see. So Queensryche has sold over 20 million albums worldwide, and let's see here. Yeah, so Queensryche has sold over 20 million albums worldwide, including over 6 million albums in the U.S. Considered one of the leaders of progressive metal. Let's see here. Oh, let's see here. Considered one of the leaders of the progressive metal scene of the mid to late 80s. Often referred to as one of the big three of the genre, along with Dream Theater and Fate's Warning, which again, the current singer Todd Latour came from Fate's Warning. The band has received worldwide acclaim after the release of Operation Mindcrime in 1988, which is considered one of the greatest heavy metal albums of all time. And they're right up there next to the Who's Quadrophenia and Pink Floyd's The Dark Side of the Moon. And Queensryche injected new, let's see here, new blood, trying to read my writing, into the old ideas and stamping their own authority over these two other bands with their own concept albums. So anyway, let's see here. Then Queensryche's next album, Empire, 1990, was also very successful. Included the hit Silent Lucidity. The band has received 3 Grammy Awards for that song, and award nominations for let's see here, for Empire and Operation Mindcrime. So anyway, they've received many awards for Empire. Again, that came out in 1990, and Operation Mindcrime 1988. So those are their 2 biggest albums to date. And then in 1988, drummer Scott Rockenfield received an individual Grammy nomination as well. So for his drumming work on that albums, on the those 2 albums. So actually, for the album Operation Mindcrime, I'm sorry. Operation Mindcrime was produced by Peter Collins. Mindcrime reached number 50 on the Billboard Top 200 list. The album was certified gold in 1989, and then certified as platinum 2 years later. It's a concept album and a rock opera, talking about the Operation Mindcrime album still. And the storyline behind that is, it's a story that follows Nicky, a drug addict who becomes delusioned with the corrupt society of his time, and revolutionary, and and reluctantly becomes involved with a revolutionary group as an assassin of political leaders. He watching the videos and stuff for Operation Mindcrime and everything, while he was in the middle of this mob almost kind of thing, hired to assassin or to kill a priest in this Catholic church. He fell in love with the nun that ended up getting killed while he was a part of this. Nicky, I'm talking about, the character that was hired to be an assassin for this mob group. And while he was in the middle of being involved with murdering a priest, and there was this nun in this Catholic church that he fell in love with, and she ended up getting killed during all this stuff that was going on. So the Operation Mindcrime has a lot of emotional elements. It really takes you on a journey that you'll never believe. If you've never listened to Operation Mindcrime from Queensryche, you have got to pick that album up. you will definitely get involved in the story, and it just the music is just outstanding. It's incredible music, and I'll show you that. I'll show you that album here in a few, but definitely one of the best albums I've ever listened to, and still to this day, it really caused me to be a huge Queensryche fan. I was a huge fan of the Rage for Order album previous to that, but I tell you, the Operation Mindcrime album is just unbelievable. It's just it's just very high energy album. It just really gets you involved emotionally, and it just takes you on a trip that you would not believe. And I don't smoke marijuana, do drugs. I just stick with my cigars and a good drink. But I tell you what, it would be an album to listen to if you're on a trip with, if you're on a high with marijuana or something. It'd be a pretty good trip, I would think. So, but in the videos that go along with it and this concert, um, it just it's just such an exciting story, and it's got its highs and lows emotionally. Just it really kicks you up high and then brings you down. You just really feel everything that the characters are going through. So Geoff Tate and Chris DeGarmo, you guys did such an amazing job on that album. It's still an album that I am still addicted to this day. I can't get enough of it still. I've probably listened to that album from the time I bought it until now, probably over 1,000 times. I wouldn't doubt. And you guys know Kiss is my favorite band. Stryper is my other favorite band, but Iron Maiden, I'm a huge Iron Maiden fan. But Queensryche is right up there with those guys. So anyway, just awesome work those guys have done over the years. So anyway, you guys have got to check out Operation Mindcrime. You got to check it out by Queensryche. So anyway, a little bit of a story between some little bit of information on Queensryche, how they got started, the success they've had with Operation Mindcrime and from 1988 and Empire from 1990. So anyway, let's see here. And you guys can probably hear a little bit of it in the background right now. Again, I'm listening to the Live Crime concert where they did the whole Operation Mindcrime album in its entirety. And this was from 1988. So anyway, the albums, I'll show you the albums now. Trying to talk and smoke evenly so I don't let my cigar go out. But it's doing good still. Putting off a lot of smoke. Can you see all that smoke? Getting great aromas in the air. I just love the way the cigar is smelling. And still just a slight uneven burn, which will bring my rain down just a little bit. But still, the construction is great. It's not falling apart. It's just doing wonderfully. But I don't know if I've told you. I know I've talked to you guys about it in the past, but you guys that are new cigar smokers, leave that band on. Don't take it off before you smoke it. Whether you realize it or not, it's sealed with some pectin, and that band is sealed to that cigar wrapper. And when you pull that band off, if you pull even just a little piece of tobacco off with it, it can cause your cigar to crack and unravel as it heats up. So don't do that. Leave your bands on. Oh, there I went. There went the ash. Darn it. That's supposed to happen on the Dropping the Ash podcast. So anyway, all you guys that have been watching the Dropping the Ash podcast, come over here to this podcast so you can witness this. So anyway, such a good cigar so far. Just as good as the last one I had, I believe, a year ago. getting those toffee flavors, getting the black pepper or like white pepper more. Still getting a little bit of the cedar. Getting some nuts. And just it's just got some natural sweetness to it, which I believe is probably the toffee or caramel. So anyway, doing good so far. Wrappers or the burn line is still uneven, but it's not so bad that it's causing issues. So anyway, an album that's not talked about. These first albums are not talked about very much, but they are outstanding albums as well. And that is the first Queensryche album from 1983, self-titled album. And this album here, I got the remasters. So this album originally only had 4 songs on it. Queen of the Reich, which is an awesome song. That was the song they brought out. And The Lady Wore Black is the other song they brought out off of this. Check those videos out on YouTube. You will love the videos to these. Kind of dark themed. Night Rider and Blinded are the other 2 songs that came out off of this. And then this album comes with bonus tracks. So it's got a live concert on here from let's see here. From August 5th of 1984. This concert live in Tokyo was originally released on video and Laserdisc. So I'm gonna have to see if I can find that. I could probably only find the VHS, I bet. And of course, Laserdisc. There's no players for Laserdiscs anymore. But if I could ever find a bootleg recording of them live in Japan in 1984, that'd be awesome. But the extra songs on this was Night Rider, Prophecy, Deliverance, Child of Fire, Enforce, Blinded, The Lady Wore Black, Warning, Take Hold of the Flame, Queen of the Reich. And some of those songs, like I said, this concert was recorded after the release of this, so this live concert's actually from this tour, the Warning tour, and this came out in 1984. Show you just the inside cover here, or the inside of the jacket, or the sleeve, I should say. But there's a Queensryche photo there. But these are wonderfully packaged, and the remastering is just unbelievable on these, and just the packaging is just great. So anyway, but if you're a Queensryche fan from Operation Mindcrime on, go back to the very first and second album and listen to those. Great album, guys. So anyway, again, second album is The Warning by Queensryche. And the songs on this are Warning, Enforce, Deliverance, No Sanctuary, NM 156. Let's see here. Take Hold of the Flame, Before the Storm, Child of Fire, Roads to Madness. So the songs that they brought out off of this that were huge was Take Hold of the Flame, and let's see here, Warning was the other one. And then there's a few bonus tracks on this, Prophecy, and then Lady Wore Black live, and Take Hold of the Flame live. So anyway, that's a great album as well, The Warning. So anyway, but check this album out as well. And there's a great photo of the guys right there at the time. But anyway, love this album as well. Such a good album. So Queensryche, The Warning. Gosh, I don't know. It's hard to place where I want these albums on my list of best albums for those guys. I mean, Operation Mindcrime would be the #1 album for me of all time. But I'm not sure where to place those other 2 right now. And then the next album that came out was, which was the first album I ever heard from Queensryche, and this came out in 1986. Rage for Order, and really good album as well. And this was when I discovered Queensryche for the first time, was through this album. In high school, there was a radio station called oh, what was that? Oh gosh, I'll have to think of what that radio station was called. Um, Metal Shop, Metal Shop, um, and it wasn't. They had, somehow had that station up, but it wasn't. They didn't have a license or something, I heard. So it was kind of a pirate radio station at the time. But there was a certain frequency, or you had to tune your radio just perfectly to get their station to tune in, and it wasn't always real super clear, but you could hear it well enough to hear what they talked about, and they would always discuss new albums that were coming out, and I can't remember where they were out of, but Metal Shop, that was a great station. Maybe some of you guys heard that station when you were younger. Correct me if I'm wrong. I believe it was a pirate radio station, but let me know if you've ever heard of Metal Shop. But that was where I had heard about this album, and they had given it really high ratings. And I was looking for something different to listen to, so I went out and found the cassette at the time. And then I passed on to a couple kids at the school, in my high school, and they loved it too. And before you knew it, we were all Queensryche fans. So, but the songs that came out off of this was "Walk in the Shadows," which was a huge song of theirs. "I Dream in Infrared." That was another huge song of theirs. And then there's "The Whisper," "Gonna Get Close to You," "The Killing Words," "Surgical Strike," "Nui Regal," "Chemical Youth," "We Are Rebellion," "London," "Screaming in Digital," "I Will Remember." And then the bonus tracks was "Get Close to You," 12-inch version, "The Killing Words Live," "I Dream in Infrared," 1991 acoustic remix, "Walk in the Shadows" live. So great album. And then they really had a really different look on this album. As you can see, they just all had their hair really kind of different. Outfits were outrageous. Just a really cool kind of look for the time, I guess. So anyway, but this was Rage for Order, again, 1986 is when that came out. And then the big album, Queensryche, Operation Mindcrime. Oh my God, this album, I just get hair on the back of my neck, hair stands up on my back, on my neck. I get the chills. I get tingly sensations when I think of this album. This album just got me excited from the very beginning. I don't know how many times I played the cassette of this in my car. And then when they came out on CD, of course, I bought it and probably wore that out too, just like my cassette. But anyway, so big songs on this. And again, this came out in 1988. I Remember Now, Anarchy X, Revolution Calling, Operation Mindcrime, Speak, Spreading the Disease, The Mission, Sweet Sister Mary, The Needle Lies, Electric Requiem, Breaking the Silence, I Don't Believe in Love, which was probably the biggest song on there, next to Eyes of a Stranger, which was the other song they brought out. And I believe those were the songs that had the biggest nominations. Was I Don't Believe in Love and Eyes of a Stranger. And then there was Waiting for 22, My Empty Room. And then again, the last song on this track was Eyes of a Stranger. Bonus tracks, The Mission Live, recorded at Hammersmith Odeon, London, England. And My Empty Room live, recorded at Astoria Theatre in London, England as well. Excuse me. Well, there's a bunch of pictures and stuff in here from the videos. All the pictures from the videos, just clips from the videos that were brought out for this album. Let's see here. So here's a foreword by Geoff Tate. On the inside of this I'll read. The idea for Operation Mindcrime came in a flood one night as I sat on a well-worn wooden bench in the back of a Catholic church. I had stayed behind in snow-covered Montreal at the end of the previous tour, and the city and its people were my muse. One night in a bar called Saint Sulpice, I met the man who became Dr. X. The cold, calculating, vicious personality of this man still makes me feel uneasy as I write this. His character and alleged involvement with a terrorist organization coupled with other personalities I had met on my travels truly were the inspiration for this record. And then it goes on to talk more about the album. And then here's some pictures of some of the singles that were brought out at the time. Yeah, let's see what else is in here. Some pictures, some live shots from the Live Crime concert right there. And let's see here. And then there's the back of the sleeve right there. So, but anyway, but such a great album, guys. I just can't say enough about this album. Just talking about it just gets me just riled up. So anyway, yeah, if you guys have never listened to that album and you're considered a heavy metal fan, then you've got to get a hold of that CD or vinyl and listen to it. I'm challenging you to do that. I'm telling you, you will love it, and you will be you'll be hooked. I'm telling you. So, if you guys have that CD or anything laying around and you haven't listened to it for a while, you got to break it out and check it out again, revisit that. I'm telling you, you're gonna love it. So, you'll fall in love all over again if you do. So. But I remember in high school, I used to crank that CD up so high in my car, just over and over and over. I just could not get enough of it. So I'm giving the cigar a relight. It did kind of burn out on me, but the burn line evened out a lot, so that's a plus. So we'll see if I can keep this to stay lit. One relight, not too bad so far. It's I'm through the first third, and it's really doing pretty well overall. So, anyway, I hope you guys are enjoying this podcast so far today. Definitely want to get you excited about this band, and excited about what's going on in the metal world out there as well. All right. Hey, you guys tell me what bands you're into, by the way, when you comment. Tell me about some bands that have influenced you in a huge way, maybe. That you would maybe like me to check out if I haven't. And I meant to bring it with me, but I did get a hold of the new Judas Priest album, and it's outstanding. Really, really good album. The new Judas Priest that's out, and trying to think of else what I got a hold of. Gosh, trying to think what else I got a hold of recently. That's been really good. Gosh, I'll think of it hopefully. But yeah, the new Judas Priest that came out, and why I can't think of the title of it now, I don't know why. But I've played it about 6 times already now, and it's really, really good. And I wish I could think of the other album that I got a hold of just recently. But anyway, I'll I'll hopefully remember that the name of that other album I was thinking of that I got a hold of. And gosh, I don't know why I can't think of the new Judas Priest title to that CD, but man, it's good. It's really good. But anyway, hopefully they'll come to me. And then I wanted to show you guys this box set that I have. This is the Queensryche Live Crime box set. Let's see here. So anyway, when I open this up, and again, there's the cover, Live Crime. It's got this really cool book with it, and that right there is embossed. It's really cool, and it's got that hologram kind of look to it. As you can see when I turn that, you can see that it's really good. So really pretty, just really cool looking. And then when you open it up, shows the album cover, and then there's the second page. Just a really cool book, and it kind of gets you more into what's going on with the story. There's that. Let's see here. There's the third page in. And let's see here. Next page. Kind of has some of the lyrics in here. I've over, you know, it has lyrics kind of on each page. And let's see here, what else does it have? Yeah, lyrics, and then just clips from the videos. During this concert, they played some of the videos and stuff, some of the clips of the videos and everything during the show. Another great photo. Lyrics. Talk, just some, you know, just some things they talk about. Just kind of get more in depth about the characters that they discuss. And then there's a live shot there from the Live Crime concert. And then it's got kind of a neat poster in the middle, as you can see right there. Really cool kind of poster in there. You can find this on eBay. Not too expensive. People that are selling it, they're not. I haven't found any new copies of it, but I've seen it for sale. This one here, I've kept in really great condition. I'm not sure how much I could get out of this if I was to sell it, but I don't plan to do that. Let's see here, just more stuff from the videos. One quote: "Kill her," he said, "and get the priest as well. Kill Mary," asked Nikki. Kill Mary, asked Nikki. So it's just, this book gets you involved a lot if you read this book while you watch the concert, or maybe read it before you watch the concert. It really gets you involved more. Gets you more involved in what the story's really about. Another live shot. Oh gosh, just so many great live photos in here and things that they talk about. Another quote. Well, it's one of the lyrics. Just lyrics they put out here. "Behind him, he stumbles into the rainy night to keep his appointment with his maker." So, and then there's the next page. Another great live shot there. Just a really cool book, I tell you. Just a lot of great live photos. Let's see here. Left alone, Nicky thinks of Mary of the night. She died, and why? He wonders about his future. Who will be there to care for him and be his friend? Charged with several murders, Nicky is committed to state hospital to overcome his addiction. So, I tell you, this book is really cool. I need to go back and reread a lot of this again. It's been a long time. But I pulled this out of my storage. Thought I'd revisit this set again. And of course, I don't think I got a VHS player anymore, but it does have the VHS tape with it, with the concert. And the tape comes in a clear sleeve to keep it protected. And let's see here. And then it comes with the CD, of course, right there. The live CD with all the songs there. So really, really good live CD. There's really no pictures in here or anything, but just credits and different things like that. But there's the inside of it there. So anyway, really good CD. The recording was done great, I think. So anyway, really, really cool set, guys. If you can ever get a hold of that, I think you'll love it just as much as I do. If you're into the whole live crime stuff, like I'm into, you'll love it. Anyway, so there's the back with all the songs as well. So anyway, really great box set. And I'm not sure how many copies of that there were made, but I still see them around on eBay. So anyway, next album is Empire. That came out in 1990. I was living in Miami Beach, Florida at the time when this came out, and immediately bought it just because I really was kind of seeing if they could hold up to the previous album, which this is not a concept album really. Not as much as what the other one is. It does have, the whole thing is, you know, a story kind of, but it's not like what the Operation Mindcrime was, but really good CD. And this had, you know, a lot of nominations too. But the songs that were on this was Best I Can, which was a huge song of theirs. The Thin Line, Jet City Woman, another huge song of theirs. Della Brown, Another Rainy Night Without You, another huge song of theirs. Empire, another huge song, self-titled track. Resistance, Silent Lucidity was a huge ballad. That was the one that really got them really noticed on this album, and awards and everything and nominations for that. Hand on Heart, One and Only, Anybody Listening, another great song that they brought out off of this album. And then the bonus tracks was Last Time in Paris, Scarborough Fair, Dirty Little Secret. So anyway, just a great album. So anyway, really great album, guys. 1990, came out in 1990, so Empire. And then let's see here. Then we had, and I don't have all their albums. Things really kind of started going a different way with Queensryche once the 90s kind of came around, with all the grunge stuff. Queensryche was kind of experimenting with the whole grunge sound, just like a lot of bands were. Kiss did the same thing. But the next album that came out was Promised Land after Empire. This came out in 1994, so they went 4 years without bringing out another album. But this is actually not a bad album. It's really good in a lot of ways, but it doesn't hold up as much as their first 5 albums. But still a good album, still all the original members. Really no pictures in it or anything for me to show you, but songs were 9:28 a.m., IMI, which was one of their songs they brought out off of this. That was pretty good, actually. Damaged, Out of Mind, Bridge, Promised Land, which was another song they brought out off of this. Disconnected, Lady Jane, My Global Mind, One More Time, Someone Else, and that was another song they brought out off of this. So not a bad album. Not sure where I'd rank this one, but good album. And then after that, they brought out, let's see here, um, Here in the Now, Frontier. Still all the original members. This one really took a turn in a different direction. Kind of doing that whole grunge sound, just like this one. But just this one just did not hold up very well. It was an okay album. It's one I'd like to listen to from time to time, but just not as good as the other albums. So I'd have to say Promised Land was probably the last great album they did with Geoff Tate. But this one was okay. It was okay. Um, let's see. Songs on this was Sign of the Times, which was really the only song they brought out off of this. Cuckoo's Nest, Get a Life, The Voice Inside, Some People Fly, Saved, You, Hero Miles Away, Reach, All I Want, Hit the Black, Anytime, Anywhere, and Spool. So anyway, again, this came out in 1997. So anyway, probably the last decent album, definitely by Queensryche with Geoff Tate. But really, the last good album they had was this one, Promised Land. Um, so anyway, so I'll go ahead and try to rank these first albums, I guess, with Queensryche. I'm gonna have to say, of course, Queensryche is my number one favorite album of theirs. So I rank that number one with Geoff Tate. And gosh, I'd have to probably rate. I'd probably have to say, gosh, this is tough. I'm gonna put this at number two, my next favorite album of theirs. This was their first full-length album, actually. So, but I'm gonna rate that number two. And then I'm gonna rate probably, gosh, this is tough. Probably Rage for Order at number three. I have to say, I love all the rawness of these albums, of their early stuff. And then I'll rank this at number four. It really wasn't a full length album at the time, but just it's really what got them. Of course, they got. They didn't really get noticed with this album until later. When people went back to finally listen to the early stuff, then they kind of caught on to this. But just a hard, raw, dark sounding album. The songs that are on it, just hard and dark and raw, just like this one here. But gosh, it's hard to rank these albums because I love them all in a lot of different ways. And then I'm gonna go ahead and put Empire at number five. Great album, but more commercial sounding. But really great album. And then I'll put this at number six, Promised Land, and then number seven would be the Here Now Frontier. So anyway, I'll rate that. And then they had other albums out too, which I'll get into those. I don't have these albums that I'll read off to you. Give this just a little bit of a touch up here to try and keep it staying lit. So anyway, after Here in the Now Frontier, they had Q2K that came out in 1999. And that album, I haven't even listened to these albums that I'm reading off to you, but I've just heard the reviews, I've just heard they're just not really great albums. They were experimenting with a lot of different stuff, and they just did not hold up very well, I guess. So the next one was Q2K from 1999, and then Tribe from 2003, and then which was actually the last album to include all the original members. But I just heard that album just was not really good at all, not very good at all. Operation Mindcrime 2, they tried it. So they went back and did a sequel to the first Operation Mindcrime, which was a complete failure, I guess. It just did not do well. Take Cover in 2007. American Soldier 2009. Dedicated to Chaos in 2011. So those are all the albums with Geoff Tate. And they had some musicians that came in, a couple different guitarists that came in to fill in for Christy Garmo. Let's see here, those gentlemen were, let's see here, Kelly Gray on guitars from 1999 to 2013. And so he was on the Q2K album from 1999. And then there was a Live Evolution album that came out. He was on that in 2001. Sign of the Times Best Of album of Queensryche. He was on Selected Tracks, and that came out in 2007. Take Cover 2000. Let's see here. Take Cover in 2007. He was on track 11. American Soldier in 2009. Dedicated Chaos 2011. Frequency Unknown 2013. Which at the Frequency Unknown album was at that time they had went to court with some things. Geoff Tate and the guys in Queensryche, and Geoff Tate was awarded that he could use the Queensryche name as well. And so he was out of the band at that time. So it was called Frequency Unknown. And the cover's got like a fist with a couple of rings on it. And one ring has an F and the other ring has a U. So a lot of people are thinking that even though it's called Frequency Unknown, it was supposed to really say "F-U" to Queensryche. So, basically fuck you to Queensryche for them not wanting him in the band anymore at the time. And then he was also on Geoff Tate's first solo album, Kings and Thieves, from 2012. So, and then there was Parker Lundgren on guitars from 2009 to 2021. So he was on the Dedicated Chaos album in 2011. And then when Todd Latour came aboard, he was also on. So the Todd Latour years, Queensryche 2013, Condition Human in 2015, and the Verdict in 2019. So that was the other musician that was with him as well. And like I said, currently it's Todd Latour on vocals, Michael Wilton, the original member of Queensryche, still with them on guitars, Mike Stone, guitars, and then Eddie Jackson, original member of Queensryche, bass and vocals, backup vocals, and then Casey Griot on drums. So that's the current lineup again, like I said. So let me get into the Todd Latour albums now of Queensryche, which these are really great albums. Gosh, I don't know. These albums, they're all really good albums. So I'll get into that. This cigar is putting out a lot of, coffee flavors right now. Little pepper, little bit of the caramel or toffee. Still getting cedar and nuts. So really good cigar, and the burn line is still holding up fairly well. The construction's holding up very well. Still putting off a lot of great smoke. So I did have to do a relight and a couple touch-ups just to keep it going. So I'm going to probably rate the cigar right now, probably a 93. I'm going to say probably right now. So that's about where I'm at with that, I think, is a 93 so far. Anyway, and then it said it was about 90 plus minutes to smoke. So right now we're into an hour and a half of this, around an hour and a half of this me smoking it. So it's doing pretty good. Let's see here. So let's get into the Todd Latour Queensryche album. So I wanted to show you this first album. This is a little box set. And again, this is just called Queensryche. And this came out in 2013. But let me open this up. When I open this up, it's got a patch. And it's got a sticker right there. Just some neat little extras. And then, let's see here. Not sure how these keep coming out. But anyway, but it comes with, let's see here. Let me get this together. Comes with 3 little like buttons for your jacket if you want to use them on your jacket. I've got a metal jacket that's got everything on it from all the bands I've seen and bands that I look up to, and I've got a lot of patches and buttons, and I've shown you guys there's how they keep coming out. Okay. There's a slit on the side of this, I didn't realize. So that's how they keep coming out. But anyway, so this came with this thing with these 3 buttons right there to promote the new album, and it's got a card, and then it's got a picture of the band there, so right there. So that's those are the extras that came with this. And I think I ordered this on, it might have been Amazon at the time, or I can't remember where I got it. I think it was either Amazon or eBay that I bought this at one time. But anyway, so there's the inside photo of all the gentlemen there of Queensryche. But this album is really good. Where Dreams Go to Die, Spore, X2, I'm sorry, X2, Where Dreams Go to Die, Spore, In This Light, Redemption, Vindication, Midnight Lullaby, A World Without, Don't Look Back, Fallout, and Open Road. So there's the first Queensryche album with Todd Latour. Great album. He's definitely got the same vocal range that I would say Geoff Tate has. Just he gets those real high screams, and then he can kind of come down and to a lower tone, a little bit of some of that little bit of that growl kind of sound on certain songs. Just very kind of a dark kind of album, the way the early Queensryche stuff was, which is, again, it's, same title as their very first album with Geoff Tate, just Queensryche, but kind of a dark album, kind of going back to the old elements of Queensryche. So there's that, and then the next album they brought out was Condition Human, and that came out in let's see, the first one came out in 2013, and then this one came out in 2015. Great album. Dark, edgy. Got some a couple slower tunes. And just like this on the other album too, maybe a couple slower tunes. And then it gets into the hard stuff again. Same with this. Definitely recommend this album as well. Really good album. Condition Human from 2015. So, and this is on Century Media Records. Let's see, as well as this one, Century Media Records. All the old Queensryche stuff was on EMI Records. EMI Records, Capitol. If you're interested in knowing what record labels they were on. So anyway, and then the next album is The Verdict, and again, this came out in 2019, kind of a concept album as well. Nothing like Operation Mindcrime, but good concept album. Edgy, raw kind of sound, some slower stuff as well. And I was lucky enough to get this one with the autographed version with all the guys on it. Really no pictures to show you, but just all the lyrics. But this was autographed. So I was lucky enough to get that. So anyway, so that was cool, getting to get the autographed version. So anyway, good album, The Verdict. Just again, another great Queensryche album of Todd LaTorre. Kind of concept album, you know, just really good stuff on here. The Verdict from 2019. So anyway, again on Century Media Records. So anyway, definitely check out that album if you guys get a chance. And then the newest one, which when I saw them a couple years ago, this is the album they were touring on, and this is called Digital Noise Alliance. There's the packaging there. Not sure if there's, I'm trying to remember what's on in the book here. Yeah, it's got kind of a neat photo of the gentleman there. Right there, all the guys. Kind of a darker album again. Kind of takes you on a trip. Just some really good upbeat kind of songs, grungy, dark, and then some slower stuff, and then gets you back into the hard elements again. So really good albums. Definitely glad that I got these. But gosh, I'm trying to think of where I'd rank these. I'd have to say probably this one would be number one for me. From 2013, Queensryche self-titled with Todd LaTorre. I'm gonna have to say probably the Verdict would be number two for me. This new album, I'm gonna say probably number three, and then number four would be Condition Human. So, but all great albums. I love them, and it was hard to rank those two, but I think that's where I'll rank those. But really, really good stuff, guys. I'm telling you. So if you haven't caught on to the new Queensryche albums with Todd LaTorre, you got to grab those up. They're getting more expensive. I've noticed that some of these CDs I just showed you are up to 25 and to 40 to 50 bucks. I got them when they first kind of came out, so they were. I paid about 15, you know, plus shipping. So anyway, that's my Queensryche stuff for you today. But if you get a chance to see him live, go see him. I got to see him with Judas Priest 2 years ago, and I tell you, they put on such a great show. It was great seeing Judas Priest again because I love seeing Judas Priest. Definitely, Judas Priest is one of my favorite bands as well. But I was so excited about seeing Queensryche finally, and they delivered big time. That show was so good. I was headbanging all the way through and singing, and I had no voice. My neck hurt. So, and I tell you, it was just that concert still has stuck with me. It's just I had such a great memory. I've got such great memories from that show. When I got to see him. So anyway, but they did a lot of the old hits and did some of the newer stuff, and it was really good show. So I encourage you guys to go see Queensryche if you get a chance. If you haven't given Todd LaTorre a chance yet, you gotta give him a chance. He's awesome. So he definitely was the best fit for Queensryche for sure. So anyway, see where my cigar's at here. Is it burning out on me? Dang it. Let's see here. Uh, it's still going. I thought I'd let it burn out again, but it's still going. And right now, still getting a lot of the same flavor profile. I'm getting a little more sweetness though, actually. Um, so anyway, still doing good. Um, so let me get into some shout outs. Boy, we got a big list of new members. We got 39 new members. So we're up to 1,440 more, 1,444, or I'm sorry, 1,440 members now. So 39 new members. When I did the last podcast on March 10th, we had 1,401 members. Now we're up to 1,440 members. So that's awesome. So thank you guys for joining. Thank you for joining and for being here with us. I appreciate all of you for signing up with the Harper Cigar Lounge group on Facebook. Please go over to YouTube, check out my podcast, join the YouTube channel under Harper Cigar Lounge. Give me your thumbs up, give me your feedback, share this content with everybody. I've got so many members on the group page, but there's not, I don't have I've got around 39 people following my YouTube channel, and I've got 1,440 members now. So I'm not understanding why I don't have more of you guys signing up on the YouTube channel and checking out the podcast. Please do that. I'm not getting paid for any of this. I'm not being sponsored by anybody. I'm doing this all on my own. I love doing this for you guys, but I'm doing this for you guys, and I do these podcasts so new cigar smokers can get some information. New people that are getting into hard rock, heavy metal. I want them to see the bands that I'm discussing, so they can have some bands to kind of go after and look at and check out for themselves. So I'm trying to do this as a service to new cigar smokers and experienced cigar smokers and people that are getting new into hard rock, heavy metal. And then you guys that have been hard rock, heavy metal fans for a while that maybe forgot about certain bands, or that maybe stuff you haven't listened to for a while, that maybe you'll be encouraged to go back and re-listen to things to bring back great memories from when you were younger. So anyway, please check out my YouTube channel. And again, I'm not making any money on it. I'm not doing it for the money. I'm doing it just as a service. But go back and please check out my podcast. Join my YouTube channel. That way you'll always be updated on whenever I got a podcast coming out. Anyway, you guys, there's a lot of members out there on the Harper Cigar Lounge group page. I'd definitely like to see more of you guys involved in my YouTube channel. It all goes hand in hand with my group page on Facebook. So please go to YouTube and give me a thumbs up. Join my channel. Give me your feedback on the podcast. Please let me know what you think of them. I really want to keep doing well for you guys. But if I don't get any feedback on what you guys like and don't like, I can't do better for you. I want to do what you guys enjoy. So if there's things if you have ideas on what you'd like to see more with my podcast, or maybe less of, please give me that feedback. I'm not going to be upset. I'm not going to block you. I'm not going to take you off of things. I'm not going to hold it against you. I can accept criticism and accept feedback, and I just want to use it to improve for you guys out there. So please give me your feedback and let me know what you think. I've been doing this for a couple of years now. Not quite 2 years with the podcast, almost 2 years. But I really want your guys' feedback, so want to know what I can do better for you with and everything. So please let me know. I really would enjoy the feedback and appreciate it. And I'm definitely up for any suggestions you guys may have or ideas. So anyway, I would appreciate that. You guys mean the world to me and your family, and you always will be. So please let me know what your thoughts are. So anyway, I'll stop preaching and all that right now, and get into some of the names of the new members here. Um, so the first one is Daryl Purcell, and I don't know where all of you guys are from. Please let me know if you've watched this. Let me know where you're from too. Terry Dean Douglas, Kevin Harris, Angelo Salvatore, Jordan Maverick, Joe Warren, David Savona, Scott Williams, Justin Searley, Anthony Bicardi, Deanna Pritchard, Fred Matt, Cuban House, Jasmine Boyson, Fong Tron, Ann Witt, Kennedy Tiburcio, Kasim Bongavin, Roger Wilson. I'm trying to pronounce these names the best I can on some of these names. Pamela Albastar, or Alba, let's see, Pamela Alabaster Gill, Cuban Cigar Boutique, Kendrick Minich, Jacob Alexandria, Luis Carlos Rodriguez, James Goolsby, Elizabeth Santos, Primera Cigar Shop, Larry Cahiba, Authentic Cigar Shop, Caesar Adrian Ferrari Valerio, Alex Cigar, Charlie Young, Anthony Mazzola, Nit Scott, Duran Chambers, Cigars Home, Celine Patricia, Devia Oliver, George Kurtz. So if I've read your name, let me know. Let me know where you're from. If I haven't read your name, let me know as well. I'll make sure I get your name mentioned on the next podcast. I do plan to do one more, guys, in April. Sometime early April, middle of April, I'll be getting one more podcast in for the year. And then if I get new members still, I'll try to go ahead and do that on my Dropping the Ash podcast, so I can keep up with how many members we still have, and so you guys get your recognition for joining. So I'll still make sure I get you guys mentioned one way or the other. So, but I do want to mention a few people that have been with me from the beginning, that are close to the beginning. Heath Tex Davis from New York. Hello, brother. He joined in February. Well, he joined February 28th of 1923. So he's been with me on this for over a year now. Howard Sinclair, good buddy, an old friend of mine back from Torrington, Wyoming, where I used to live. He joined the day after I started this group page. So he joined February 15th of 23. And then Carla Gordonson, she's from here in Kimball. She joined February 18th of last year. Darcy Carr, she's my scan coordinator at my store. She joined the day I started these podcasts, or started that group page under Harper's Cigar Lounge on Facebook. So she joined the day of, which was February 14th of 23. Brad Kress back in Torrington. Hey, Brad. He joined February 16th of 23. And then Julianne Zederkoff, she's a family friend. She joined March 10th of 2023. So thank you guys for being with me for so long now, and for being here still, and for joining as early as you have. I appreciate you guys. I really appreciate you guys a lot. And I appreciate the rest of you that have been joining, and that have been with me for a little while now. And all you new guys that have joined, new men and women, I appreciate you guys just as much. Thank you for being a part of this. Again, you guys are family here. Please, also, I encourage you guys to kind of keep in touch with each other too. But I had a gentleman get in touch with me from Sweden. That was really exciting. I put a comment or a post up of a cigar I was smoking over in Tucson last week when I was visiting Tucson, visiting family over there. He made a comment on one of my posts from Sweden, and I just think that's really exciting to hear from all of you that are from other countries. So really, I appreciate that a lot, guys. I really do. I definitely want to say hi to all my buddies over there in Pittsburgh, Daniel, and all the guys at Cigar Junkies, Jason and Corey and Samuel. Thank you guys for being in my life, and I've got to get back on track and try to catch your live shows on Sundays. Things have been so hectic for a while now, with work and family situations. I will try to get back to start watching those shows again on Sundays like I used to, and but I will still continue to catch your shows when I get the time, and I'll continue to share your content with everybody here at Harper Cigar Lounge. So I'll make sure I keep doing that. But if you guys haven't checked out Cigar Junkies, look them up on YouTube or Facebook, and like and subscribe and join their channel as well. They're great guys. Please give those guys a chance too, as well. They're just funny guys, and they just talk about random stuff on their podcast, but they do discuss, cigars and stuff like that too. But a great bunch of guys, so make sure you check them out. And want to say hi to Tim Swanson over at Cigars Daily out of Phoenix, Arizona. You're the guy that taught me everything I know about cigars, and you're still one of my heroes. And I love you, Tim. I really hope I get a chance to meet you someday. And over at the Cigar Junkies over in Pittsburgh, those guys are huge in my book as well. And I hope they make it to Pittsburgh. I hope me and my wife can make it to Pittsburgh eventually to sit in on a show and see those guys face to face that I've been keeping in touch with now for a while. And David Garofalo with the Cigar Authority, and he owns cigar shops called Two Guys Cigars. Another guy that's huge in my book. So I hope to meet him eventually too somehow. So anyway, but I appreciate all my friends and family that are involved in this group page as well, and the YouTube channel and my podcast that go with it. Thank you guys for everything. Without you guys, I wouldn't be here, definitely. So I gotta give you guys all the recognition and credit that I can. Without you guys, I wouldn't be here, like I said. So anyway, guys, I will let you know how this cigar finishes out. It's doing very well still. I've had to relight it a couple times. I had to give it a couple touch-ups. So right now my rating, I would say probably about, like I said, probably a 90, maybe a 93 right now. And I think some of it was due to me talking and not puffing on it regularly. So I gotta not blame everything on the cigar for having to relight it and touch it up a couple times. But it's doing great. I really love this cigar. If you guys have ever had a KRISTOFF Pisstoff, make sure if you see them, grab a couple and try them. And if you have had them, let me know your experience with them as well. Let me know what you thought of it, or if you still smoke them, or what do you think, what you think of them. So, but anyway, guys, I've really enjoyed this time. I really have enjoyed this time with you guys, and I can't wait to do another one. If things work out, I might try to do maybe 2 more podcasts for Harper Cigar Lounge and then I'll probably end this season after the next one or the next 2. I'm going to do my darndest to try and get 2 more in, but I'll definitely get 1 more in at least. And if maybe things work out, maybe even in May I could maybe do another one. I'm going to try to stretch this out a little more. I'm not going to say I'm going to completely end this in April. But I would like to try. I would actually like to try and get through May with another couple podcasts in May, or another one in May. So we'll see what happens, guys. But without you, I can't do all this without you. So please get more involved in my YouTube channel and join the channel. Keep joining. Let people know about this group. Encourage your friends and family to join my group page on Facebook. Or our group page on Facebook, I should say. This isn't just about me. This is about you guys more than anything. So let people know about that. Let people know about the YouTube channel. And again, please join that channel on YouTube and pass the content on to others. Leave me your feedback. Give me your thumbs up. Let me know your feedback, guys. So anyway, thank you for today. I really have enjoyed this, guys. I really needed some time with you, and really needed some time to hang out with you guys a little bit. Work and family situations, it's been tough lately, I'll admit. Um, Keep my mom in your prayers. She's dealing with some heart issues, so keep my mom in your prayers. Keep my sister in your prayers. She's been with my mom a lot when I can't be there. So keep my sister in your prayers. And she's a member of Harper Cigar Lounge as well. Her name is Cher, and she's back in Torrington, Wyoming. And my brother Grant and his family back in Sheridan, Wyoming. He's a member of this as well. My mom's a member. Keep all those in my family in your prayers. My brother has been going through some tough times as well, off and on, with family issues. So keep him in your prayers. Keep his family in your prayers as well. Joey and Seth, my nephew's over there in Sheridan, Wyoming. Hello, guys. Love you. I really hope to see you guys eventually soon. It's been a long time. It's been a long time. And Joey, I haven't seen you forever, so I'd really like to see you again. And Allison, my brother's wife, I'd really like to see her again too. And my Uncle Gary and my Aunt Mary back in Reno, Nevada, they've been dealing with some health issues off and on, so keep them in your prayers too. But anyway, guys, God bless, and please stay in touch with me, guys. I really need that bond between me and you guys and our friendship. And we are family. I consider you guys family anyway. So keep in touch, please. And just let people know about this as much as you can. And hope you guys have had a great smoke and a great drink with you today again. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Please make sure you get in some time for a good cigar for yourself, whether it's with friends or family or if you're by yourself. Take that time and enjoy it. These cigars are made by human hands. They're not made by machines. So people take a lot of time into making these cigars for us to enjoy. So don't take that for granted. But definitely take some time for yourself and reflect on all the great things in your life. And just take some time for yourself. You deserve that, guys. All of you deserve that. And but anyway, I'll sign off now. And anyway, keep rocking, keep smoking, guys. And keep metal real in your life. Keep the cigars real in your life. Appreciate every moment that you get. Our days are numbered. We don't know when our last day on this earth is, but while you're on this earth, treat yourself and treat yourself well. And if you guys have families out there, they're all in my prayers and thoughts as well. And but anyway, God bless you guys. And again, keep rocking, keep smoking. Cheers. And I will see you guys soon. I'll see you in the comments. So anyway, I'm signing off. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.